Hello there, World of Tankers, I'm Turtles Blitz, and in today's video, we're going to be doing the top 5 most troll vehicles in World of Tanks Blitz, or at least in my opinion, the top 5 most troll. So let me know what you guys think about my choices in the comments down below if you agree with me or you disagree, but I'm going to explain it now. The choices I picked for the troll vehicles are a little bit different than what you'd think. You might think that they're just troll because they bounce a lot of shots, or that they're really annoying to deal with, they keep popping out and shooting you. So I kind of did like all of those combined, so I have different reasons for every vehicle in the positions they are. So I'm going to be kind of explaining why I did put them in that place and what makes them so troll as I do go through the tank list, so make sure to bear with me, but hopefully you guys do enjoy this type of content. Of course, if you do, please make sure to slap that subscribe button down below, especially with the wonderful small community of World of Tanks Blitz we have. Every subscriber really means a crazy amount for the channel, but without further ado, let's get straight into it. Well, and as you've been seeing in the background, the T49 is the number 5 spot. Now this vehicle is troll just because of the gun it does have. This gun is capable of dealing up to 975 high explosive damage, which means that this thing just pulls out, and there's two ways it can be troll. First of all, the first way is it just pulls out and nukes your entire day to pieces and takes off 800 hit points and runs away. The second way this vehicle is very troll is it's just gonna spam you with high explosive. It's just gonna pull out, hit you with an HE, not only track you, ruin half your modules, you have to use all of your repair kits. Then as soon as you've done that, another 10 seconds later, or 16 seconds later after it's done reloading, it pulls back out and shoots you a couple seconds later. And the 49 is definitely notorious for not only being a really annoying tank to deal with, but it's also very fast. So that's why I'm putting it in number 5 for the troll position. It's not really a crazy troll vehicle, but at the same time, it can be very annoying to deal with in certain circumstances. Sliding our way into the number 4 position, we have the WT off Panzer IV. Now this is a big tank played in the community. This is in fact the 3rd most played tank in World of Tanks Blitz. And the reason for that being is because it's just such a crazy and troll vehicle. First of all, it is the armor on the tank. Even though this thing is about as thick as a baguette and you could probably shoot any HE shell at it and rightfully penetrate it, you sometimes seem to hit the gun, you hit it in the side and it just doesn't penetrate. The front sometimes deflects the shot, or the tracks will absorb the shell even though you don't aim anywhere near the tracks, because the WT just manages to scuff shells off like nothing ever hits it. So first of all, it's got the weird armor and wacky physics going for it. Not only that, the WT has one of the craziest camouflage ratings going for it. So even when I'm in some of my strongest tier 10 heavy tanks, somehow the WT manages to go to one of the most absurd positions, shoot me, and then by the time I'm trying to find where he is, he's undetected, he's gone, and I'm missing 600 hit points off of my vehicle. So the WT is kind of a crazy vehicle, and the gun is ridiculous. It's got a 3.4 second reload, 268mm pen, over 3,000 damage per minute, and the dispersion is only 0.344. It's not even really a derp gun, it's just a massive one-shot cannon, I like to call it. And as you can see in this replay here, I made quick work of about 2,000 hit points with 2 high explosive shells. So yeah, the WT is a crazy troll vehicle, at least in my opinion. Finding our way into the number 3 position, we have the Object 704, and at first glance you might be thinking I'm crazy because I'm putting the 704 in a troll position where there's not really anything to troll about the vehicle, and while that is necessarily true, there's one thing that is super duper troll in the vehicle, and that is the armor profile. For some reason, it doesn't matter if you're shooting at the front, the side, or even the rear, it somehow manages to bounce the most miraculous shells I've ever fired. It doesn't matter if you're in an FE-25B183, if you're in an Object 268 firing a heat shell, the side of the 704 just manages to eat shells and shove it into a black hole that you never find. And I know everybody that plays tier 10 has probably had this experience quite a bit, and it's just kind of weird that the 704 is able to scuff shells off that you wouldn't ever imagine you'd be able to. You're like, aha, I've got the side of a 704, let me shoot at it, and then wing, ricochets right off. So that's why the 704 is in the number 3 position. Getting into the number 2 position, we have the AMX 1357, which I like to call the Mosquito. So let's say you're running your Smasher, which is of course an overpowered vehicle by every single necessary observation. So you're running your Smasher and you just shoot, and then this little dinky light tank with this long gun pulls out and shoots you once for 90 damage. You think, oh, that's not a lot, and then a second later it shoots you again for 6 consecutive shells, and then it runs away, and then you shoot, and then it pulls back out, and it does it again for another 6 shots, dealing another 560 damage. Now that is the life story of an AMX 1357 and why I like to call it the Mosquito. It carries a 6-shell autoloader with 90 damage per shot. It has no high explosive shells. In fact, its premium completely sucks, but the troll thing about it is that it carries a 6-shell gun dealing 500 damage in a singular clip, and it reloads the whole clip in 10 seconds because of course the interclip shots are a second apart, so it's got decent damage per minute, but it's just able to keep shooting and shooting. You can see here I ripped apart this T6 Dracula just because this vehicle keeps shooting, and it is a pretty troll tank, especially when you do get behind an enemy. It might not be overpowered, it might not be good in any means, but it is troll just because it's able to get 6 shells out onto you and really annoy you after you get 6 marks on your tank. And finally, getting in to the number 1 position, we have the T-22 Medium. Now, this is the only Tier 10 vehicle that would make this list because of everything it has going for it. First of all, the T-22 Medium has 3,500 damage per minute, which on its own is pretty annoying. So it's kind of like that annoying T-62A or the 140 that just keeps shooting you when you're in your big bad heavy, and you have to constantly look over, and then as soon as you look away, it comes out, pulls out, shoots you again. That is, first of all, what the T-22 Medium is really good at. Then, it's the armor profile, and that's what really makes it troll. In fact, this is by far the most troll vehicle, tier for tier, in my opinion, out of any vehicle in the game, because you'll notice in this replay here, which was a stupid replay, I literally needed one game to get this out for today's video, because I played one game, got a 5k damage battle out, and I bounced about 2,000 damage just by driving the tank along stupid aggressive. If I had done this in any other tier 10 medium, even a heavy tank, I probably would have died, because the M60, first of all, bounced like 4 shots on me, then I pushed on the Progetto, he bounced like 3 shots on me. It's stupid how well the armor works, because the side is kind of, it's a triangular shape, so every shell that hits the side, it looks like it's kind of an IS-7's hull where you can shoot the top part, but it doesn't work, because it just hits the side part and ricochets into the dirt, and of course APCR shells have a very hard time of penetrating angled armor, so a lot of shells like to bounce off the vehicle, especially medium shots. So the T-22 medium, first of all, has that great gun, then it's got the DPM, it's got stupid armor that bounces every shot, the turret is about as thick as an IS-7. In fact, I think the turret of the T-22 medium is better than an IS-7. You literally can't pen it with premium shells, so it's got that. Not to mention the tank goes 56 kilometers per hour, so it's quicker than a T-62A. It really has kind of everything going for it, and of course, that's why this vehicle is regarded as the most overpowered Tier 10 medium in the game. I wouldn't say it's necessarily the best Tier 10 vehicle, because it does fall apart in certain scenarios. It can't really fight vehicles like E100s or a mouse, because it not only doesn't have really the penetration to deal with a vehicle like that, but it definitely comes with its drawbacks. First of all, it does not have the most gun depression at only 6 degrees. In my opinion, it should be 5, but still does have some at 6 degrees. And the other issue with the T-22 medium is the shell velocity is awful. It's about half of your T-62A and pretty much all of your other Tier 10 mediums in the game. So it definitely has its drawbacks, but at the same time, you have so many upsides, and the vehicle is so troll. It bounces stupid shells, 183s ricochet off it. Even the butt of the tank is 160 millimeters because it's angled, which means that you literally can't penetrate it even with some Hess shells from a Chieftain. So it really is a stupid tank on the armor profile. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below of my opinions, by the way. If you agree with me or you disagree on any of the options, if you think there were other vehicles I should have picked. I was thinking about doing a tank like the Smasher, but the Smasher's not really troll. It's just an overpowered tank. The Dracula, again, it's just an overpowered tank. I wanted to think of vehicles that were kind of outside the box, that had a bunch of stupid, quirky things going for them that just really annoy the average player when they do happen. Maybe not every time, but it does happen occasionally, like the Object 704 or the T-22 bouncing stupid shots in the side that shouldn't. But let me know what you guys think in the comments down below if you agree with me or disagree. Hopefully you did enjoy this video and it made you laugh a little. Smash that subscribe button down below, of course, if you did. If you didn't, well, click that down vote button, unsubscribe if you're subscribed to the channel. But other than that, I hope you're all doing well out there. Stay happy, stay healthy, and hopefully I'll be seeing you in the next one.